What's up, guys, and welcome back to the GameShow Global Esport Cup. We got Hellraisers going up against ScaryFaceZ in the second game. Hellraisers, well, they already took game one. They pretty much destroyed game one, even after a kind of rough-looking start. But hey, they're able to take the game, and that's what matters. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Kefka for this second game, and this time Doom is going to be banned out. And also, looks like Hellraisers are actually all tagged up properly. What a luxury!
Yeah, it's nice. First ban Doom, not too surprising after the first game. I think Doom was pretty much the reason they lost, like his early rotations.
5 seconds.
On the other hand, I think ScaryFaceZ played into it a bit. Remember, in mid lane, General used a blink and then died because of it. He just blinked in to get a lost hit or something and then died because of it. And then bottom lane being a bit too aggressive after having pretty good laning phase. They want to get a kill way too much. So I think it's more about them having... They should have chilled a bit more than trying to go for too greedy plays. Because as long as they come out of laning phase, they can just dominate there from there on, I feel like. But they kind of threw it, in my opinion.
Well, hopefully ScaryFaceZ are able to tighten up the screws and have a better, kind of closer performance here in the second game. But Hellraisers, their Doom had a really bad start, but he was able to get those kind of free kills, and their Spectre got a lot of farm despite the fact that there was a pretty dangerous dual lane against her. The dual lane was able to do a lot of damage, was able to poke a lot, but was not able to get any kills. So Spectre in the end was getting experience, getting farm, and as you said, experience is what Spectre needs, experience is what the Spectre got. Taking a look at the bans now, looks pretty much par for the course, or at least this course. Winter Wyvern, Darkseer still in the pool. Wouldn't be surprised to see ScaryFaceZ grab that hero.
Yeah, ScaryFaceZ just banned the hero they lose against. They banned Doom and they banned Night Stalker. Those are the heroes they lost against. So it's pretty much how people ban this patch, I think. And Winter Wyvern first pick, a bit surprising, but it leaves a bit some things open. You're not forced to pick Darkseer, but you pick the hero people want to play Darkseer with instead, which is Winter Wyvern though. So a bit more open, I think. I prefer this one myself. I don't really like when people first pick Darkseer. It's kind of one-dimensional hero in my opinion, and I prefer when people leave it a bit open. And ScaryFaceZ is gonna do that though. They're gonna pick the Darkseer, and probably the Earthshaker might be a really good pick here for them. Would be my favorite, but not too sure what they're looking at other than that.
Darkseer as the opening, they could always go step up the aggression, go for Undying as a hero, Spirit Breaker perhaps, and get those real Iron Shell shenanigans going super early. Wouldn't mind that start for ScaryFaceZ, but I don't know, maybe a random support hero to go up against the Wyvern. I feel like Winter Wyvern's probably just like the best support hero nowadays. Everyone else is not bad necessarily, but they just like aren't as clearly good. It is going to be that Shaker that you mentioned, so getting a little bit of wombo combo, but most importantly perhaps Shaker playing that supporty role perhaps towards that mid lane, ensuring that General, should he blink in and be in a little bit of trouble, he will have backup right behind him. Then Hellraisers, they grab a Tusk.
Today's first Tusk, I think it was banned in most of the games at least. Not sure if it was banned in all of the games, but quite a high valued hero, and I like to see it. I think it's very strong. I think it's one of the heroes you can actually first pick. Even though I don't think it's the best one, but it's definitely one that you can, because he can play support and offlane, which is so many heroes can actually do that right now. And he's just so good. He's good with farm. He's good without farm. He is strong level 2. He's pretty nice late game still. Like he has a lot of upsides and very few downsides, which is why the hero is so popular.
He got nerfed even, but he's still at that spot. I think it's just like his kit is just at a good spot right now. He used to be a hero that was just trash and no team played him, but now just the way Snowball functions, the way Walrus Punch functions, any sort of combination like a Dazzle here looks pretty decent for the Hellraiser side. They can get a lot of action done with this Tusk, but for right now, Templar Assassin, Shadow Fiend looks like the mid lane selection is going to be pared down by quite a bit. Kind of weird to see Queen of Pain not being banned out, and I'm pretty sure if she's not banned out, she will be first picked here by ScaryFaceZ, but maybe Hellraiser just not worried about... Okay, no, there it is.
There we go. Let's hope for an Invoker then instead. I really want to see that hero again. It looked bad beginning in the previous game where General played it, but then he stepped up big time and really performed on it. And I really want to see it again. Even if Hellraisers pick it themselves, it would be one of the more interesting heroes to watch. But Quop banned out. I was kind of expecting Quop to be picked in the first 4. I was thinking ScaryFaceZ was going to go Quop or Earthshaker, and they went Earthshaker, and Hellraisers was going to pick up the other hero, but they went with the Tusk instead. So both teams are missing the mid laner, and already 3 mid heroes banned. So they're banning up themselves a bit. So both teams should be looking to pick up the mid laner in this pick. And PL is going to be the option. Bit surprising. He's really good against Tusk, though, I think.
Yeah. I've seen some teams run Phantom Lancer in the mid lane to mixed degrees of success, but it's typically not going to be that mid laner. Hellraisers now have their free selection. Maybe they're just going to play like mid lane chicken and just try to get the last pick, like try to get 5th pick mid laner, and it looks like it is going to be that. Hellraisers do have an edge in that race though, because ScaryFaceZ are forced to grab their mid laner first. So it is Hellraisers to grab their off lane. It's going to be a clockwork, most likely going to fully shove this Tusk over to a support role. And ScaryFaceZ is going to grab a Disruptor, actually. It's a pretty good response to the Clockwork, a decent response to the Tusk. They are just looking for a whole bunch of Wombo combo, it seems. And then Hellraisers are the one to grab the Huskar. And ScaryFaceZ are not terribly ill-prepared to deal with this, but definitely not as well-prepared as Hellraisers were in the last game.
No, the majority they have is magical damage. They're kind of lacking physical damage quite a lot, so the Huskar pick makes a lot of sense. I think ScaryFaceZ was kind of dominating the draft up until the Huskar pick, and this kind of threw a wrench in the gear. They really need a Huskar counter right now, but I think you always have to have 2 Huskar counters in your draft because Huskar is that strong. So even if they pick one lastly, let's say a hero with a Lina is banned, I'm not sure which one, Doom was banned. It's really hard. They need a mid laner as well, so it have to be a mid laner or carry to put PL mid. There aren't many options left at all. Like Windrunner is a possibility, could be quite good. Legion Commander is actually amazing. Slardar is pretty good. So there are a few options, but they are a bit limited. And if Huskar gets an Aegis, it's like you can kill him once, but you can't kill him twice.
I'm liking the Wind Ranger probably on the top of that list, because just as a mid laner, she is just naturally very strong. Pretty much up against everyone, there aren't really many matchups for the Wind Ranger where she's just utterly going to get crushed. She will have, kind of rough times sometimes, but for the most part, she'll be flying true. It's going to be an Ember Spirit ban out first here from ScaryFaceZ, then an Ancient Apparition to be banned out by the Hellraisers side. I mean, yeah, it does protect your Huskar, but I don't really know how likely it was to see an Ancient Apparition given the fact that Shaker Disruptor is already up and DK is the last pick for ScaryFaceZ.
Oh, Warlock. Wow.
I love me some Warlock.
I'm really favoring Hellraisers draft. I thought ScaryFaceZ, I was gonna mention that ScaryFaceZ draft is looking really solid compared to Hellraisers, and then Huskar Warlock comes out. I'm like, okay, I'm loving Hellraisers draft right now. I think the DK pick is not a good hero against Huskar in my opinion. He has physical damage, of course, but he doesn't do that much physical damage. It's more about his stun and tankiness.
Yeah, and the tankiness doesn't really last for that long. Like, just through burning spears is a lot to deal with as a Dragon Knight. You may have enough tankiness to not die immediately every single time. The armor certainly does help against the physical damage, but not going to save you every time there. The Warlock pick, though, a hero that we see very, very rarely, is going to be going towards the mid lane. And usually doesn't dominate it, but versus a DK, he actually can. Just with the damage and base range that the Warlock has, he already has a significant edge. And the damage he's able to put in through the chains, through the Shadow Word, does add up really quickly. So this DK, if he is going to go mid, is going to be in for a hell of a time.
Yeah, Warlock is also a type of hero. Like, since you don't play against it a lot, especially in a 1v1 matchup, you can get overconfident and you go on him, and then it just kills you because you're not used to his skill set and you're not used to how the hero works. Even if you think you know, because you know how the hero works in general, you don't know how aggressive you can be and how aggressive the Warlock can be because you have not played the matchup in quite a lot. So you can kind of get a bit outlaned because of just that reason.
Well, let's take a look at who's going to be playing what for the ScaryFaceZ side. We got State 21 playing the off-lane Darkseer. Is going to be going up against the Huskar, which is never fun. Eknart is going to be on the Shaker. Going towards mid, General is on the DK. We got 666 Ramses on the Phantom Lance, Shadowy on the support Disruptor. And it looks like it's going to be pretty much as expected. Don't know how Nomadic Eknar's really going to be here. Fissure into Dragon Tail, it's a kind of slow combination. And it is by no means guaranteed to get a kill on a hero like Warlock, who's pretty tanky actually. Has a lot of strength.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Warlock here in mid lane. And Shackle on bottom lane, playing the Clockwork. Gonna have a pretty nice lane, I think. With Earthshaker, if Earthshaker doesn't make an honest rotation, it's gonna be quite easy for him. And then Goddamn playing the Tusk support is gonna expect a lot from him, because I always expect a lot from Tusk players. And Metrum on the Winter Wyvern, and Dread is the Huskar player. Yeah, I thought it was Dread, but I wasn't sure last game since he was not tagging correctly.
Oh, State's already going to be forced to surge out. His Observer Ward was cleaned out over in this top lane. And, well, Huskar versus Ion Shell. Really, that's what you have to look at in this lane. It's not that bad for the Huskar. Of course, he doesn't have Berserker's Blood just yet, but he will have that eventually. It is still kind of inconvenient for a Huskar to be in this lane, but hey, he's probably tanky enough to survive this for the most part. Especially with the supports right behind him. And I would expect the supports actually to leave a little bit and try to make some rotations happen. Affinage over towards mid is going to get some help from the Tusk. Those shards are not going to do jack here to block. But still, we can see the DK getting really roughed up. He does have his bottle working already, but he already chugged down the entirety of it and is still at like less than 100 HP. The pressure that Hellraisers can apply to this Dragonite is substantial, and Shaker doesn't really have that much he could do to save the DK should he get jumped on.
Yeah, Shackle on bottom lane plays 2 wards to block the respawn, and Shadowwave managed to de-ward 1, but then there's another ward blocking, so it's gonna be really nice for Shackle on the offlane. He's gonna get a lot of experience here where no one can pull really, so really nice warding from him. And the other center was used in mid, so...
State has a Surge. Luckily for him, Surge doesn't cost that much mana. However, getting body blocked a little bit. Burning Spears are stacking up. Burn is now going to be used, and State is definitely going to fall to these dots. It's going to be Huskar with the Burning Spears to draw the kill. Metrum taking tower shots. The aggro will be drawn off by Goddamn at the last second. Everyone on top lane looking really banged up at Hellraisers, but they will all get out of there just fine. Now towards bottom lane, looks like ScaryFaceZ is going to look to return the favor onto Shotchlo. It's going to be a little bit tougher, however, still very possible. Cogs go up, going to bump back Ramses. Still has a Lance right now, and they actually blocked his way completely. So Shotchlo has to fight to the death right now, and his death is going to be coming. Just getting into this man fight, not a good place to be. He'll get a Lance in the dome, and he will fall. Even 1-for-1 trade, but it is going to be Hellraisers to draw the first blood.
Yeah, perfect from Eknard, and Metrum finding regen. He was down to 5 HP, and then I'm just gonna take this regen, and now I'm back to lane, and now State 21 is gonna be quite annoyed that he didn't even gain any time from his death, because everyone is full HP, and Goddamn is gonna hit level 2, which makes Darkseid's life quite a lot more miserable.
He's gonna take almost a full burn. He's down to half HP just with 1 spellcast. Usually, Arctic Burn doesn't do that much damage simply because you land 1, maybe 2 shots, but landing the full thing, that is a hell of a lot, and State might just be forced to salve if he's going to go back into this lane. It's a rough time up towards the top lane for this Darkseer, and over towards mid lane, Affinage, again, you can see putting the pressure to General. Is this lethal damage? He has sticks, but he's not going to die right now. He's still not looking that hot. Affinage just needs, a couple more hits, maybe a level 6 on him.
You got
or Goddamn coming in. Shards to block. General actually is completely trapped. And Affinage has another Shadow Word. General should just tick down to this. I don't think the bottle can actually save him here. He'll probably be forced to try, but no, he will eventually die to this one. Warlock's going to draw that kill. Is he going to break level 6? No, not quite. However, still damage onto State. Goddamn has shards in 2 seconds. He's only level 1 Tusk, but he's doing so much. Lands the full block onto State, and he cannot dig through here. Slowly but surely, they'll bring down the Darkseer, beat him down. That's level 2 for the Tusk now. And Warlock, now in the lane, has level 6. This is going to be a very hard next couple of minutes here from ScaryFaceZ.
And the beam pass, we gotta rub it in. General thought he was trapped, but he wasn't. So
really?
I think he could, he could have ran out, and he ran out eventually, but it was like, he stood there for a solid 3-4 seconds. He might have survived he could have tanked 1 less auto attack and could have gone out. I'm not sure though, he would have died either way, but still some misplays from him. And Goddamn, like I said, I expected a lot on the Tusk. I always expect a lot, and he is really performing. Very nice eye shots. even fooling the enemy into thinking he made it perfect, but having a huge impact already, securing 3 kills for his team.
And just the, I guess, kind of chance of those kills happening in those areas, that was a really good position to be as Tusk. A whole lot of opportunities to get complete wall-offs, which for Ice Shards are, possible, but far from the probable. General's going to actually hit with the ultimate. Snowball's going to slow him down a little bit. The dot here from the Shadow Word should be lethal damage. He's going to try to chug his bottle, and he's only down to 1 charge left. Shadow Word does a hell of a lot of damage. He's going to die. Almost survived, just needed like 15 more HP. That's only level 3 Shadow Word, mind you, but it was 35 damage over 11 seconds. That is an insane amount of damage for a level 3 nuke. And it also heals. I mean, the downside is, of course, it's a damage over time tool, but man, see if Dappinage cares. Up towards top lane, jumps towards State, is going to follow his surge. Now trapped in the shards as well. Again, well played by Goddamn. Is going to steal the kill. Now General, he's going to teleport in, breathe fire into Goddamn, but with the Embrace, he's not going to die, and General may just end up going down here. The spears, is this, again, lethal damage? Bottling, he's trying, and he will get out this time, but this Dragonite is having a tough time wherever he goes.
If he had died there, that would have been pretty much a game for him. He probably can recover after that, but happening in your mid lane, have you gone way too aggressive? Is there gonna be a glimpse? Search on Darks, why don't you search the Disruptor?
Because State wants to dive the tower, dude. They get vision, they do yank him back into a Dragon Tail. This is literally almost the entire team here from ScaryFaceZ. They do get the kill on the Warlock, and that is a big kill. However, for 4 heroes, they better get that kill. If they don't get that, they're just completely up the creek. They do also have the opportunity to get the tower denied here. It looks like they will be working on that. So a good rotation here from ScaryFaceZ, albeit a little bit surprising. I also expected the surge on the Disruptor there, since Darkseer can't actually do anything by getting close. But hey, it worked out in the end. Warlock down, tower down in favor of ScaryFaceZ. All pretty good for them.
Yeah, but it's looking scary for ScaryFaceZ. Their name. Yeah, this Warlock already with his first golem, he has 2 kills already on the mid laner, on the General here, and also the tower is already down, so the map is already shrinking for ScaryFaceZ. Already at 7 minutes. I think FNinja is probably gonna wait for the rock, his ultimate, and he's gonna run to a lane and take a tower again. And I don't think ScaryFaceZ can really hold at all.
Mid lane, hook shot gonna miss General. Still a couple of battery assault ticks are gonna be there, but Shotchlow actually connecting on his own range creep, so just not quite the angle that he wanted. This is the threat of Warlock, is that once you actually get your ultimate up bottom lane, actually Goddamn in a lot of trouble right now. Ramsey should be able to kill him off just a couple more hits. There it is, Tusk down, only level 4 support hero, which is still pretty good for a Phantom Lancer, but not the end of the world for Hellraisers. When you have this Warlock, you're going to put yourself on a very heavy tempo-based game, where you need to use your ultimate every single time, pretty much as soon as it's up, to get objectives, whether it's kills, whether it's towers. Ideally it will be both, but he now has it up, and therefore Hellraisers are going to be once again on the aggressive, looking for State this time. The wave is pushing in towards the Huskar. He does have his armlet up, but yeah, it should be just a really heavy push back towards the Darkseer's tower. And for Huskar, he's going to pretty much not hesitate at all to dive in.
Yeah, the problem for ScaryFaceZ is really that General is underfarmed and leveled. And he's the one that's supposed to deal with Huskar. Like I talked about, I think you need 2 Huskar hunters in the draft to deal with Huskar. And what is State 1 doing? He's doing a very greedy play, forced the TP out. So he just
towards top lane. Rock is going to drop. That's a super dead Earthshaker right now. Throws a fissure. Battery Assault's going to take him out. Appetite is going to start channeling that slow. Only level 1, almost completely unnecessary, but they got the Shaker with the Warlock ultimate. That's not good enough for the ultimate. It's on such a high cooldown, you really do need a little bit more, such as just heavy pressure towards the tower. That's just good enough. Forcing Ramsey out of lane, not too bad, and they're going to start the push down towards bottom, but it's a lot of duration wasted on this golem. In fact, it's already at half. I don't think they'll be able to get the tower here, but I think they also might be able to get the tower up towards top. Fortification's going to hold it both, so Warlock ultimate for 1 kill on a support kill. Not really that great. Like, sometimes it's okay to use ultimates like that, like an RP or something, but this golem is so valuable right now. They can't afford to just waste on the Shaker.
Yeah, this is one of those ultimates in the game where you really have to make use of it. When you use it, you have to get more than just a support kill. And of course, it's better than nothing, but Dread did not manage to take the top tower, only got it down to half, so I think could have done a bit more there. Probably not taking it down either way, but they really need to get these towers down. they kind of have to punish this Phantom Lancer. If he gets really big this game, which he has potential to, it's gonna be quite hard for ScaryFaceZ. I think for Hellraisers, the Huskar is really strong for most part of the game, but when PL gets really big, he can't do much anymore.
We're looking for General over towards the mid lane. Here comes the slow. It's only level 1, so it's going to stack up very slowly. And Appanage now getting hit with the Lightning Storm. Dragon Tail is there. No Static Storm. In fact, the Disruptor's on level 4. They yank him out of the storm, out of the field rather, and they will kill off the Dragonite with the Arctic Burn. Now they're on to the other hero. Shadowy is going to get ticked down by Shotslow's Battery Assault. He's dropped, giving Shotto a double kill. However, here comes Six. Going to completely swarm this Clockwork in illusions, but the cogs go up and Phantom Lancer can no longer chase. That's a 2 kill in exchange for absolutely nothing for Hellraisers. Even without their ultimate, doing very well in that fight. Plus, no Dread was in that fight. Huskar's still on top lane. Might be able to bring the tower down this time. This Dragonite is just getting absolutely smashed, man. Like 1-3-0. It's naturally a hero that is going to have trouble farming, and the really best way to do it is by clearing off ancient stacks with your dragon form. That's not going to happen this game.
Yeah, this pick is not looking too solid right now. Metrum on bottom is just gonna run out. Phantom Lancer getting lost at least.
And Eknart is gonna get hit with a snowball. That also had Shotchlow in it. He doesn't have his hook shot, but he's gonna catch up to Shadowy. Cogs, it will be maybe to be deployed, but can he get this kill by himself? Looks like the battery assault damage will be enough. State gonna try to kill off Shotchlow. Should be able to get it with one more punch. Does get it. It's a 1-for-1 trade over in this mid lane. They had to go a little bit deep for that, but they do buy enough space for Dread to actually take down the top tier 1. Not a terrible trade there for Hellraisers.
No, it's okay for Hellraisers. Of course, Clock doesn't want to die for a support, but it's pretty even trade. Just those two either way, so it's fine. And meanwhile, Hellraisers are farming a bit better than ScaryFaceZ, I'd say. It's pretty much Phantom Lancer farming, and then the rest of the players just standing in a lane, half farming. So it's a big problem with ScaryFaceZ that they are not being efficient.
Could be worse. Could be Phantom Lancer not getting farmed. Could be like the Darkseer getting all the kills. But if you have a hero farming, you want it to be that Phantom Lancer. And he does have 2 kills to boot. Has that Morbid Mass, so he's able to jungle completely freely. Yasha, I'm not really sure if Manta Style is going to be the next selection, but yeah, it should be coming up in some time in this game. There is another rock available for Appanage right now. He's actually going to get his Hand of Midas. Yeah, that's completed. So Warlock looking to power farm, power levels, and gold, of course. Very important on the Warlock. You got to get that Chaotic Offering Aghanimed and up to level 3 ASAP. And he will be doing just that. But we can see the movement from Hellraisers. They get the ultimate back online. They instantly converge on a point. This point is going to be Roshan this time, but really, it doesn't matter what point it is as long as they're going for an objective. It looks like Roshan is going to be scouted out by Eknart. But, yeah, I don't really know if this is going to happen. Can he actually ambush kill Dread right now?
I think he can.
There it is. Nope.
Oh, no.
He's going to get Armlet right on time, and now Eknart's going to get roasted. I mean, I don't really blame him for that. You gotta go for it. The upside there is definitely worth the risk.
Yeah. If you're gonna 2-1-2 build, maybe it could have been better, because now I've talked only done for 0.6, and 0.9 is a lot better there. Maybe Roche can get that one extra attack off, and actually Roche kills Dread. But now, they suicide a hero that can't afford to suicide at the moment, and Dread gets Aegis, and how do they stop a Husk with Aegis? Ramsey?
See the Phantom Lancer. They won't be able to kill him, but now here comes the push. And I don't think they even need to use the rock here. Like, the Huskar can just go to town right now. Goddamn, literally right next to Six. Is going to run into him. He's going to see it's the real one. And Six does have a doppelganger out. Has TPs incoming. Snowball is going to be used there, but here comes the rock onto Eknart. This Shaker is not going to get a single spell off. Joshua's right on top of him. Goddamn, taking the fire. But he's going to get embraced. He'll be just fine. They'll drop the Phantom Lancer shortly after. Looks like the secondary TP was actually canceled. Not sure who that was, but good that they didn't actually follow through with that. The rock was used after all, and it will be a tower to fall. But this push is not going to stop. They're going to keep on going.
Yeah, I'm very surprised ScaryFaceZ tried to defend that. There's no way they can defend that, I feel like, against a rock and Huskar Aegis. Already Huskar alone can probably kill your entire team with Aegis. And then you have like this biggest ultimate in the game almost on Warlock. He can just throw it down in mid lane though. General almost getting a kill on Goddamn, but he's managed to run out, it looks like, yeah. They're gonna lose so many towers now. I think Hellraisers could probably go Rax with the next chaotic offering.
It's going to be level 2 at that stage. Maybe they wait for a couple of extra minutes to get it Aghanimed as well. Then going for Axes is definitely a possibility. I think they actually Aegis and Aghanimed is not going to overlap, so that's a little bit inconvenient. But Dread is going to get glimpsed right out of top lane, back to bottom. No one there to punish that, however, so it's just going to be, I guess, 75 gold burned by that Disruptor. Not bad, but certainly not enough. The tower is going to be destroyed up on top, however, that is Affinage to destroy his own tower. That is just gold that ScaryFaceZ needs so desperately at this stage. Like, the Phantom Lancer obviously needs it the most, but Dragon Knight, he's only onto a lot of gold right now. He's forced to go for a Dragon Tail build. Is that ever the build right now? Oh, we have a dive. It's onto state. Only one Burning Spear, actually, so never mind. But this Dragon Knight build is not really standard.
I would not recommend. It's the scaling of Dragon Tail is like the worst scaling of any spell in the game. So I'm not too sure about this build. I don't like it at all. This Ramsey is doing okay in farm though. It's really what they need, but he's getting able to travel, so he can split push, which is really what he needs to do. But he needs an entire team to split push as well. They can't just have one guy split push. They can't fight these towers at all, and I'm really worried for ScaryFaceZ. I think Hellraisers should just go high ground in 20 seconds.
Well, they have to work through this tier 2 tower first. Six is doing what he can down towards bottom lane, but Ramses is not able to push fast enough right now. I mean, travels, they're very nice to help you get in those fights, but as far as actually pushing, they don't actually do that much for you. So if Hellraisers want to punish it, they can. Up towards top lane, Goddamn's going to run to the general right now. Double damage rune is there on DK. Lots of TB coming in. Goddam's in a lot of trouble, actually. He is going to fall here. The rest of the team, however, coming up from behind. Metrum's going to ward away Shadowy. The rest of the heroes is going to go straight to the north. Metrum's going to get glimpsed right back into a Static Storm. He's going to glimmer himself out, prevent most of that damage. Now Affinage is going to start channeling his slow. He's going to decide to cancel that, drop the rock instead. Shadowy and Eknark going to take a beating here. It's going to be Eknark to take the focus right now, but in the meantime, there's another fight going on. Dread is going to get locked down by the Dragon Tail. However, he's still kicking, still has the Aegis as well. Shadowy's actually going to TP out of there. And it looks like I chose the wrong fight to watch as Dread is just cleaning house up on top. He got a triple kill. I definitely chose the wrong fight to watch, dude. Yeah, that was awful.
I saw the final moments of top fight, but Dread, I don't mean this Huskar is, what can you do? I think ScaryFaceZ was not prepared for that 4-pick Huskar, and then they didn't, I don't think they realized the threat of it and picked the DK, which was not enough in my opinion.
Well, luckily for ScaryFaceZ, backdoor regen is still there, so this tower is not going to just instantly be destroyed, and Raxes will probably survive here. But Huskar, after grabbing a triple kill with the help of the Clockwork, honorable mention to Shochlo, gave his life so that Huskar may clean house, is up to 2,400 gold. Looks like it's going to be a Heaven's Halberd completed on the Huskar if he actually does want to buy out for it. That is just a back-breaking item at this point. Now as Phantom Lancer, you kind of have to go for Manta Style just to get rid of that disarm, because if Phantom Lancer is not able to attack, ScaryFaceZ are just boned.
I was a bit surprised by Hellraiser's decision there. I think when Goddamn forces a PL and a mid DK to go on you, to solo kill you, you're a support task. I think Hellraiser should have just gone, okay, Goddamn will delay them for like 20 seconds probably alone. Like he can probably, that's realistic for Goddamn to do. I think Hellraiser could just take a mid-ranks easily. Gonna go in on Metrum though. Oh, Vision.
Yeah, he's still invis, getting a little bit of backup from Afternoon Slow. He's going to embrace himself. He's going to actually survive. Here comes the jump in from Dread. He's going to get right on top of Shadowy. 3-shot him. Eknart is going to use Echo Slam. It's going to kill off the Winter Wyvern, but he's going to immediately fall afterwards. Now the hook shot back in onto General. Dread is still alive right now. Phantom Lancer's right on top of him, but he's just not taking enough damage. Another jump forward is going to be dodged by Ramses, so he's not going to die just yet. But that's still a 3-for-1. Winter Wyvern living for what seems like ever, as the Glimmer Cape and Embrace level 2 now is going to keep him up. There is a no rock here from the Warlock, but his Aghanim Scepter is flying out, plus there's a mech on Goddamn, so Tusk has that one. Affinage has the double Golem now up. Rax is not going to go for that just yet. It's probably going to be wait for Roshan time for Hellraisers, but in that time, they're going to be getting so much further ahead.
Yeah, and now the Aghanim is up on Ninja, so I think they're going to go harder without going for an Aegis first. And I don't know, Dread is so strong, Metrum surviving for way too long. They had no detection on any hero, even though both supports have slots. Even Darkseid could have had one, even Dragon Knight had a slot actually. So misplays that cost them a team fight actually. They might have lost heroes in either way, but killing Metrum earlier could have at least saved one of their heroes.
This DK build, though, he's gone full into the Dragon Tail, which I guess, like, if you get 3 points, you might as well go 4. But Shadowblade after that, this is like a Slark-ish build, but Dragonite doesn't have the kill power of a Slark right now. He is, like, building like a glass cannon, except this cannon isn't actually filled with gunpowder. It's actually completely empty. Up towards top lane, Shadowy is going to get the back onto the Tusk, but the Snowball says no to that. He's going to land anyway. Here comes 6. With the help of Shadowy, they're going to actually force the rock out of Afternoon. It's a double Golem. There goes the Disruptor. Goddamn, still surviving for a little while longer. Illusions plus a Lance. He will fall. And now the hook shot's coming in from Shato from the south. 6 has a Doppelganger in 1 second, but he'll get beaten down before he can get that one off. In the meantime, mid lane, Dread versus the world. Is it time for him to solo push? It's Warlock Ultimate used for killing the Phantom Lancer. That's worth it for Hellraisers. Unfortunately, these Golems aren't going to be able to push, but man, it's still... Now the game plan is clear, I think. Now you wait for Roshan.
Yeah, now you definitely wait for Roshan. But I'm a bit worried for Hellraisers about how they're using their rocks. You getting kills, of course. You're getting ahead in gold and XP, but you need these rocks to break high ground. And if you wait too long, I think ScaryFaceZ has very good high ground defense potential. With Darkseid having Blink and Earthshake having Blink, they can do some really good combos. And PL is dying, but he's still getting the farm. He's still keeping up in network relatively well. So I really feel like Hellraisers have to make use of this rock rather sooner than later.
I think given the hand of Midas and just the farm speed of Affinage, he may actually be able to get a Refresh Orb to really kick it home in that in whatever lane they decide to push with the Aegis. General, he's going to Shadow Blade up and look for someone. It's going to be Goddamn, if anyone. He wants to go for Dread, obviously, but he just can't. Goddamn Surround is going to go into the Snowball. Eknard now hook shot. He's going to get obliterated by the Walrus Punch. Jump in from Dread right into Shadowy. He's going to kill him off before he gets the Static Storm off. Shato's taking a Dragon Tail in the back end. He's swarmed with heroes, but he's just not dying. State is, however, he's completely surrounded as well, and he'll fall first. General now going to try to TP out. Slowed, but he will get out of there in time, and it looks like Phantom Lancer is going to duck his way out from the north side. There is no Aegis here. There is no Chaotic Offering, but with 3 heroes down, Hellraisers just may feel the need to poke up high ground, put some damage into tier 3, then back off and go for Roshan, who's, by the way, going to respawn in just a matter of seconds. That is just a disastrous fight there from ScaryFaceZ. Dread is, like, 3-shotting Disruptor, and Huskar is not supposed to be able to do that much damage versus a hero like that.
Yeah, he is so farm right now, and so over-leveled and over-farmed and everything, and Earthshaker gonna be sure, but what can they do? I think Hellraiser will probably not go for Rax, but they can easily get this tower, I think, unless Dread does something way too YOLO.
Satanic on Dread right now. If he gets that off, all this is going to be wasted, and he will be able to. Vacuum back is going to be denied by the Snowball. Well played again by Goddamn. He's going to chuck the shards. He's going to catch 6 right now. He's going to try to go for shots though, but in the meantime, Dread, he's just going to jump into the tier 4s. He's just going to YOLO it full on out. He's going to get embraced, healed up by the Warlock as well. Suddenly back up to half HP, and half HP is more HP than the majority of these heroes. Chaotic Offering number 2 is going to drop. The Golem's going to tear through both the Earthshaker and the Dragonite, and now State's going to try to book it out of there. He'll survive, and 6 is putting up a hell of a fight. He's going to try to go for Goddamn, but he's going to fall short again. Needs another Lance, probably 2 to get that kill. He's going to try to go for Dread now, but Dread is just unkillable. He has another Satanic available, so he's going to be back up to half HP if he really wants to. General's going to come right in, and Huskar's just not dying right now. He's not even going to use Satanic just yet. Now he's going to pop it, and now the hopes of ScaryFaceZ is very quickly going to disappear. They're immediately going to tap out, seeing that Satanic back up, and they're also going to lose absolutely everyone except for the Phantom Lancer, who's able to get away. But Hellraisers, they don't lose anyone there. That was just backbreaking.
Yeah, we finally see an amazing combo actually by Darkseid and Disruptor, but Goddamn is like denied. What some amazing play from Goddamn on the Tusk actually. I think that's definitely the MVP for me this game. But that was a big outrout. I feel like ScaryFaceZ had no response to the Huskar, and the Warlock also did amazing.
Yeah, it feels like the Tusk, wherever he went, there were just problems there for ScaryFaceZ. Snowball so many times denying them what they really want, especially that last one, just rolling through, picking up everyone. And as Darkseer, that just feels the worst. But of course, 15-0-4, Dread got his farm, and he was trucking everyone. 5-1-12 on the Warlock. Unfortunately, couldn't get the double rock, or like I guess the Aghanim's double rock up in time. But you know what? That's fine, because they take it 2-0. It's going to be 3 points for them. I think this is actually the first game that they've played here, so they're going to be probably just winning. They're on top right now, even after just having played 1 game. ScaryFaceZ unfortunately gets 0. So they're still going to be sitting at 1 point, and we are going to be moving on to the next set, hopefully soon again, guys. It's going to be new team back again, this time going up against CIS Rejects, who have also yet to play a game. So that's going to be coming up next, guys. If you enjoyed the games, and we hope you did, be sure to stick around for the next ones. Follow us on Twitter, at Mikelorus for myself, at KefkaDota for my co-caster, and we'll be right back in just a little bit for CIS Rejects versus New Team.